Hello. I am in my raw form today. I decided that I would do this because what I'm saying is it feels very raw to me. It's very personal. A few weeks ago, I did a post about advice giving, and I would like to expound on that a little bit, but in the concept of receiving advice, it's hard. Receiving advice means being willing to accept that we're flawed, that we're imperfect, that we've screwed up somewhere. Now, that doesn't mean we necessarily need to get all depressed and mopey about the thing that we're being corrected on when we receive advice from other people. Just to simply take what they have said and consider it as a possibility, because sometimes it's accurate and sometimes it's not. And really, what it might simply be is that the advice that they've given, it doesn't help you achieve your personal goals. My personal goals at this time are to be a better person, to serve, to love, to prepare to be a good wife, and to strive to be a better mother than I am now. And in 2007, my sister told me that I was controlling in my marriage, and I had such a hard time with that. It was it was deeply personal. And my choices were to ignore the advice and the recognition of such negative things, to get depressed and admit that I had faults and feel like there was nothing I could do to fix them, or to fix it, to see it, recognize it, admit it, and then do what I needed to change. Because at the time, my goals were to be a better wife and a better mother. And I saw that what she was saying was this wall, it was this barrier keeping me from being that better wife and mother. It was hindering me, and I never saw it. And until she pointed it out to me, suddenly this wall, I'm so close up to it, but this wall was right in front of my face, and it was just blaring at me. And instead of getting defensive and holding up into myself, I asked for help. I prayed, and I talked to her some more, and I read books and scriptures and anything I could to help me figure out the best way to go about letting go of this controlling behavior. Now, certain aspects of it were justified, and because of the addiction that was in my home and that I had to worry about. But that was different because it wasn't justified as much as it was necessary, and it was prayerfully chosen to continue with certain aspects of being in control of certain things. I'm not going to just freely go out and give free rein to somebody with who's an alcoholic and give them keys to a bar. That's ridiculous. So obviously certain things need to be still maintained, but my behavior, my mentality, my spirituality, that changed, and it was so good for my marriage. It made such a difference. It also made a big difference in how I raised my children. I was so blessed for somebody being willing to say that. Now, I feel now, looking back, that she said that not only as a loving sister, but as somebody close enough to the Spirit to recognize that it needed to be said. And I'm so grateful for that. Sometimes, though, people say stuff that's spiritually driven, and sometimes they don't. Sometimes they just say stuff to say stuff. We are imperfect. And sometimes when we say stuff that we feel stupid having said, looking back on it, we can still see that perhaps it might have been necessary for that person to hear. Maybe not spiritually driven, and maybe not. Maybe it's just something that if they never heard it, they never would have heard it. And then they could have gone on with the rest of their life. But with this aspect, they might be able to go on with their life a little bit better if they take it, pray about it, work on it, ask for advice, see what they can do, and don't get depressed. I think a lot of people want to build up this wall of justification because somebody else did this to me, but we all determine our own happiness. On Facebook, there's a question I asked: what do you do to be a better person? What are you doing about it? And somebody said something to the effect of, basically that if they had dot dot dot, um, then they'd be happy. But it just doesn't work that way. We're meant to choose to be happy before we have the faith. Faith precedes the miracle. And it's it's personal. It's supposed to be personal. We're supposed to strive for our own happiness and then know that two people happy together is a lot better than one person who's half happy, or two people who are half happy and then creating one whole person. It doesn't work that way. Imagine how much greater we can be if we have two solid happy people getting together, um, because they chose to be happy before they met. As I said, faith precedes the miracle. You're going to find a better, happier person because you're better and happier yourself, etc., etc. I love you. This is I I don't really have anything else to say. There's Tell me what you think. It's not the best post I've ever done, but also tell me what you think about the new camera angle. I haven't decided how I like it, but you tell me. What are your thoughts? Have a great day.